Hey, it's Mark Willard, and this is a special episode of the Inside Giant Moments podcast as we go inside this giant moment, all of it presented by T-Mobile. And we know the 2020 season has been already unlike anything we've ever seen. It's one for the history books, and excited to talk about it from a lot of different angles with Hunter Pence. Hunter, what's going on, man?
Hey, Mark, quite a lot, actually. Trying to get used to, what we're having to deal with in 2020 and the first road trip of this Major League season. So trying to get in, figure it all out.
We heard that we already got a famous Hunter Pence speech before the game last night. Is that correct?
It was not a famous speech by any means. And honestly, it was just mild and light, just congratulate everyone. We made it in this troubling time, stick together sort of thing. And, I don't know if it was necessary, but I just wanted to congratulate all the young guys for, who were making their major league debuts. And even though it was a tough time, how wonderful and how deserving and how hard that journey is to make it to the big leagues. So very simple stuff. Just wanted to at least talk to the guys one time as a group. Cause it's just Zoom calls and we don't ever come together. And, it was asked of a couple of of great guys on the team, let's just say a little something. So I wasn't prepared for it, but yeah, I'm just pumped to be doing what we love to do.
Oh, I think that's you showing your leadership role in this situation, and I wonder how that really fits in this moment. And not just your leadership, the positivity that you're all always showing. I mean, there are not a ton of expectations for this team. And so I wonder, in this kind of a situation and the leadership role you have, what tools are you using to both kind of help yourself find some faith and maybe help your teammates with that as well?
Well, sorry, I got a phone call in the middle of that. So I was trying to decline that. As far as expectations, we have high expectations of ourselves to, build a culture of expecting to be as prepared and elitely prepared as we can, to charge forward every game, allowing our gifts to grow and to come out to win and be ready and prepared to win every day. So our expectations are actually kind of high and falling in love with the process. I think it's very important, to enjoy it and to be teachable, not only in baseball, but in everything in life, and to stay adaptable, because change is what keeps you around in the big leagues, being able to change. And it's a constant changing, and the game is switching, and there's all sorts of new things and new pitches and new bat swings and new stuff to learn that can enhance your game, but it also can be too much. So staying in that balanced realm. But I missed the kind of the end part of your question, but as far as expectations, we have elite expectations of our preparation and our process.
Well, I kind of asked, taking that, what you just said, and knowing you're a leader on the team, what tools do you use to maybe kind of spread some of that faith that you just described so that it oozes out to the rest of the team?
Well, I'm not I'm a leader, and I'm just here to be to help, to be a servant, and to march forward in the best way I know how, be a symbol and an example of trying to do things the right, what I feel is the right way. And, to be prepared to come to work, to have a good attitude, to learn, to grow, to talk, and to play with love, and to be an instrument of love, to master, your craft it's a lifelong, day-long, moment by moment decision. And as far as being a great team, great leaders, I think, teach everyone to lead themselves and to, and to learn from each other, and that we're all leaders. So it's not I'm this leader. It's I'm here to help. I'm a servant. I want to serve. I want to be the best I can. I want to be ready to produce in whatever situation I'm put in. And I want to be as much as I can, I want to learn and support and encourage and share any knowledge that I have.
Dwayne Kuiper has shared the story publicly that you've said directly to him, hey, man, we're going to win this thing. And so I wonder kind of not only where that faith comes from, but with the news of the week that the playoff structure is expanding to the point where more than half of the teams in baseball are now going to go to the playoffs. How do you see that kind of factoring into this thought that you can go win this thing?
You know, it's just how I feel. I feel like I expect to win every day. And I think, like I said, my mission is to master my craft. You know, we have tremendous talent that people, you know, haven't seen yet. And I think a lot of that is going to start showcasing itself as we get in rhythm. We're definitely facing a lot of challenges, but everyone is in the 2020 season. The first road trip is, you know, is definitely interesting because it's not your usual easy way to prepare. We're having to get creative with how we prepare because there's time limits and restrictions on many things. So we're going to have to be adaptable, and we're going to have to keep moving. But I'm excited for a lot of the young talent. I'm excited for a lot of the work of our staff. And also, I got to say, there's a lot of like unseen heroes in baseball right now, and these are the clubhouse staff and the medical staff that are doing, literally, it feels like they're not getting any sleep, and they're doing crazy amounts of work to make protocol and to give us the best chance of staying safe and having a healthy season. It's absolutely inspiring what, you know, these guys are doing with like no sleep and how much work they're having to put in. So just like, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating to listen to you and others talk about what you all have to go through, and that again is even to just get to this moment. And I wonder, did you ever have doubts that you all would get to this moment where you were actually playing baseball games that counted?
I don't think I mean, obviously there's going to be all of this stuff, but to me, it's like control what you can control. Yeah. And like, that was something that's out of my control. All I can control is trying to be as prepared as I can with what I have available to me, and being locked in a house with, you know, just the backyard and quarantine and stuff. Everyone had to do it, and everyone had to get creative and, you know, do what you could do. And different parts of the country had different, you know, basically different policies. So, it was tough, but like, to me, it's just like control what you can control. And we are here, and I feel excited about the preparation that I put in.
Have you had a moment to just reflect on what this experience coming back to the Giants has been like? Because when you signed back, everybody was so excited, and that feels like it was 2 years ago. You know,
yeah.
when we had the opening day out there at the ballpark and everything. I mean, have you reflected on these few months, and I imagine how different it's been than what you pictured?
Mark, I'm so glad you asked this question. This has been one of the most beautiful things about this season, and it feels like a different world and a different lifetime ago that I was like so excited for the comeback and spring training and fans. You know, it's just been so many months. It's a psychological shift of the whole reality with what we're going through right now. And I have to say that I felt it. I felt this magical moment. And I tried to briefly describe this on my Instagram stories, but I didn't get the chance to do it justice. When I was warming up on, I believe it was Tuesday against the A's, the home game, like it was, you know, our pre-inter squad or whatever against the A's. Yeah. And I just had that feeling of being at Oracle Park, having the black and orange, getting ready for a major league game. And it just felt like that's when it hit me that, like, you know, all of the spring training and all of the practices and all of that, it hit me the many years and the many memories of getting ready for many games and just feeling what it was like to be in the Giants uniform, feeling what it was like to see, you know, Pablo and my teammates in the black and orange getting ready. And it really was like this, you know, you have those aha moments that just like time stops and you just like feel chills down your spine and your hair stands up, and it felt really good to be back.
Man, listening to you talk about that, I have to think it was like you signed back and you probably had the visual of that moment. And then we went through a few months where we didn't know if that moment was going to happen. So did that sort of change that experience the other night?
No, it actually kind of hit me on it unexpectedly, because like, wow. You know, I'm a very, you know, in the moment, very like focused, laser focused on what I'm doing. And like, you know, this emotional feeling and just remembrance of all of those times. And I just allowed that moment and that feeling of like appreciation to like overwhelm me, and how, yeah, I was just extremely excited. And it's a feeling I wish upon everyone to feel, you know, loved and welcomed and at home, and to feel a deep purpose. There's a deep purpose and drive.
Can we talk about the Sox for a second? Everybody,
Sure.
how high are the Sox going to go? What went into this thought?
I mean, it's honestly, I need the Sox to go as high as the pants go, because it's just better to have socks than not. It's difficult with seaming and seamstresses to get the right fit, and so maybe they're a little too short right now, but it's what I got. They can't really go any lower, and I need the socks to come up as high as they can. I definitely prefer the pants to just be above the knee. It feels just way more comfortable for running, and it's not a style statement. It's a comfort statement, and to me, functionality is my top priority. It's about feeling good on the baseball field so that we can perform good to help the team win, to contribute in a winning fashion. So I apologize if actually, I don't apologize. I'm sorry the way it looks.
Yeah. No, I don't. It's not no apology necessary. I'm getting text messages after each game. They're like, "Wow, Hunter's socks. That's as high as I've ever seen anybody in the history." You made history, Hunter, with your socks.
I'm not trying to make history. I'm just trying to win ball games, trying to help contribute.
By the way, you talked about comfort. Do you feel? And I know it's early. You've only had such a handful of moments out there. But you clearly refound a comfort zone on the field last year. Are you feeling as good right now as you did last year?
I can't say that I completely feel as good, but I feel extremely close. I think, like, as far as what I understand with swinging and the swing mechanics, I feel like I'm really close to, like, I feel really good with that on the up to bat. And I think I can do amazing things with just what I've learned from the swing mechanics and all of that. So I'm extremely excited. I actually think that my swing could be much better this year. Like I really feel confident that I could hit better than I did last year, just from understanding. The work for me is just keeping my body healthy. And, that was very, like, a lot, even though I got hurt last year, that was a lot easier and training was a lot easier. So, that's something that there's no excuses. I just got to do all the work I can to keep my body as healthy as I can. But as far as hitting and the swing mechanics, I feel like it's something I understand and enjoy and feel very well. So I'm excited for the rest of this season to continue to keep making that move and letting it pay off.
Hunter, it's been a big story around baseball over the last week or so, and you are among those who have opted to take a knee during the national anthem, and I wonder what considerations specifically for you went into that.
It's a big deal right now in our country, and I love our country, and I want to preface this with I'm thankful for our military, and I love and respect them. That's why I take a knee and I salute the flag. But with what I know about the systemic injustice in our country, I want to raise awareness. I want to amplify the voices of the Black community and the people of color. And, as I continue to inform myself, which is an everyday process, and I have a lot of work to go, and it's definitely an uncomfortable and a massive effort, but it's the least I can do to start the conversations. And I've had so many text messages and conversations with so many friends over the last couple of days, and I've learned so much. And we need more of this in our country, just to raise the awareness, to pay attention to what's going on, so that if we do feel like there is a problem within the system, if there's a systemic problem and a systemic injustice, I want to be a purpose of love. I want to be an instrument of love. I want to build a country that has equality for every human, and I want to love every human. And for me, I feel like with it, looking at the country and looking at your body, if you have an injury within your body, you address it as hard as you can until you get that healthy, and then we can be a harmonic body again. And so with what I've learned through informing myself, I feel that it's the right decision to spark those conversations and to remain teachable and remain open-minded, so that if there is a problem, I want to learn, I want to teach, and I want to grow, and I want to build a free America that we all can work in harmony and can feel the same privilege that I have, the safety that comes with my skin that I didn't know that not everyone experiences.
I think that's well said. And I mean, the Giants collectively have certainly made a number of statements, and then you also have the progress of what Alyssa Nacken is doing, and it feels across baseball right now like the Giants have taken on the responsibility of really getting into some social issues and tackling some things. How does that make you feel?
It makes me very, very proud that, that they respect and allow and understand that there are many perspectives right now. And we all have to, trust our hearts. And as long as we're paying attention and learning and being true to ourselves and doing our best to be a symbol of love and build the community that we think is best, I think that's the main goal. And if you're paying attention and you're giving your absolute best, and we all, in this country of freedom and justice for all, that all men are created equal, then that's what the American dream is. And I feel like that's the freedom that our country is built on.
Gabe Kepler has been very upfront with his discussions with all of you about this, and then a lot of other things too. And I wonder how right now would you characterize the relationship that Gabe Kepler has built with all of you?
I think he's absolutely been inspiring. It is not easy to do what he's done. He's definitely making history, and it's how he feels, and he's done the work, and it's a lot of work. And you have to be very prepared. And I still have a long way to go. I'm unraveling it a little bit at a time, and how we can change policy and how I can actually be an active member to make a just society, to be active, to help those that are oppressed. And I think he's doing an incredible job. He's inspiring me. He's inspiring everyone. And I just support him fully in how he feels. And I want to also be an instrument to build a completely systemic justice, systemic equality, and also equity as well. To balance all of that. And I want to have the best America we can have.
Okay, Hunter. Now a few questions that we call behind the mask, and we'll dive into basically what life in baseball in the middle of a pandemic has been like for you guys, as we try to get this picture of what's happening, behind the scenes. What is the strangest thing you've experienced in all of this?
Man, a lot of things are very difficult. Being in a batting cage, trying to hit with a mask on where you can't really breathe very well. We have to run all the way up and outdoors to eat our meals before and after the game. There's usually not enough time after BP to shower and get ready for a game. And even showering is dangerous. Not showering like as much. Like yesterday, the first game, and being on the road, you don't realize how many times it's like mask on, mask off, and like running everywhere, and you're sweating through your mask. The mask thing is necessary, but it's so hard to do it properly and to be prepared. But like I said, we're trying to make this a no excuses. We're happy. We're pumped that MLB is putting forth all of the assistance and making this season happen. But I think that's a big challenge for sure for me.
Other than baseball, what activity has gotten you through the last few months?
Honestly, my only activities right now with regards to what's going on has been informing myself, reading, and focusing on baseball, because I feel like I have a lot of learning to do, and I'm having so many amazing conversations because of all of this. And the needle was moved because I was pushed because of a lot of people doing the same thing. And I started paying attention because of people that I respect, being bold enough to make this move. So it's been all focusing on family, getting informed, in baseball.
And then what part of the new protocol around baseball, maybe find a silver lining here, would you like to actually keep forever?
The new protocol?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't really thought of that. Are you talking about like the expanded playoffs and the DH in both leagues?
No, I mean just your norm now, like the way you guys are having to function around the clubhouse, and
none of this. I would prefer it to be the old way. It is much easier.
Yeah.
This is all very, very difficult. Like I said, even like there's your only meals. It's a challenge, but it's worth it because we get to do what we love to do. So, You know, like the way it was before was much easier. And like even the simple act of like laundry, you have to be very careful with everything. You have to go get your own individualized towels, own individualized sweat towels. Everything has to be extremely safe and protocol, and it's a very long and diligent task. And like I said, the medical staffs have a mountainous amount of work every day to give us an opportunity to make this happen.
Games without fans, how are they different?
It's very different in many ways. It's hard to really explain, but there's obviously an energy of all of the fans. They electrify the emotions for sure. The sounds of the fans, you know, being able to hear the catcher move and stuff, I feel like they need to make sure they're making these louder because you can hear things that could maybe give you an advantage. And or, you know, also the catchers could be deking certain things with that. Pitchers can miss spots as well. But I do think that the ambient crowd noise is needed. You know, I do think that it electrifies just the focus on the mastery of the game. And I think that's what's kind of, there is some beauty in the fact that we're all just playing the raw game of baseball, but we miss the fans so much, and they bring an energy that you can't match. And it does feel like there's like a different game because the emotions have changed, and even like the sound, like kind of it changes the game a lot. So you lose a lot of the adrenaline that's built from fans being there, and like the moments where they really get going, roaring in big moments, and, you know, the roar of the crowd in a big hit. So there is a lot missing, but still there's other parts that are very beautiful about it as well.
Starting out on the road, what was traveling as a group like during this time?
Very, once again, uncomfortable and difficult, you know, just having to wipe down everything, hand sanitizing everywhere. My hands feel very weird from so much hand sanitizer. And, you know, washing your hands, wearing gloves, wearing these heavy masks on a plane where it's already kind of hard to breathe. You know, you can't really get up out of your seat. You don't want to. And yeah, it's just a lot. You're just like very restricted. You feel like you're kind of handcuffed a little bit, but it's all understood. It's part of the sacrifices you make to make this work.
You know, I mean, we talked about the leadership role that you have, and I'm sure, especially with a lot of the young guys, there's a lot of newness. They may have a whole lot of questions, maybe even feel a little bit out of sorts. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed some guys that maybe just are finding it hard to find their specific flow? And if so, how do you handle that?
I feel like a lot of the young guys, and I can't talk for all of them, but like they don't, especially the ones that this is their first time, don't know much different. So this is, I mean, obviously it's hard, but I think when you've been in the big leagues for a long time, a lot of the conveniences and the comforts, and as you get older, it takes you a long time. There's a lot of little things you got to do, but our time is restricted, and like you have to do all of these certain things to even like get treatment properly. So it becomes very challenging for someone that's used to it the old way. But I enjoy having to get creative. I enjoy it pushing me to think differently and to figure out, you know, I just like a challenge like that. So, you know, when I was young, I just showed up and played, and I didn't necessarily know my process. I had to figure it out. And, you know, I just would hit and not even know why I was hitting. I was just hitting to hit. And, you know, now like everything is kind of like working on building how my body's moving, and usually it's diligent, but, you know, just having one cage and not having too many people in there at once is just challenges that we have to figure out the new rhythm.
Hunter, let's look ahead for you and the team, and start by actually sort of checking in on what you did do last year to kind of revitalize so much about yourself and that continued journey you're on, both mentally and physically. What went into it then, and what continues to go into that now?
In 2018, I didn't play that many games. So my body was feeling really good at the end of the season. And I charged in 2 days after the season. There's this new swing technology and mechanics that are out there. And I did some research and found Doug Latta, who was a guy who's had some success with many hitters. And I just was like, let's start to work. And I started hitting 7 days a week, was training, and I put together a program. And I had no idea if I was going to get to play baseball again, if I was going to get an opportunity, but I was like, I'm just going to hit with him every day, try this new thing out. I signed up to go play winter ball in the Dominican League. And I was like, at the worst, I get to see this beautiful country that loves baseball that many of my teammates are from. They talk about the legends of winter ball. And so I was like, I'll have this great experience, and it's just something I love to do, and I feel strong, I feel fast, and I love the game. And so I just kind of took that, like, I'm just going to go one day at a time. I'm going to try to figure this out and see what happens. And honestly, even in winter ball, I did just okay. And it didn't happen. It didn't click for me until about spring training. It took about 3 or 4 months of avidly just changing the move and working on it. And it just kind of clicked last year. And when I was healthy, it really was a fun time hitting.
How much longer do you want to do this?
I try, like I said, control what I can control, stay in the moment, and try to give it my all this year. Now, I don't like the word try. I'm going to give it my all this year. Yeah. I'm going to be prepared, and that's what I'm focused on right now.
How are you feeling? And this can be both personally and for the game. We're at an interesting evolutionary time for all sports. So how are you feeling about your future and the future of baseball right now?
That's an interesting question. I haven't really thought about it, but I personally feel like I'm in the, I've been so fortunate. I'm just so extremely appreciative of being able to play this long and do what I love for this long, and thankful for all of my teammates and all of the people that have supported me and helped me along the way. I am thrilled and excited to get to the field every day. I think all of America, and actually the whole world, is challenged with COVID right now. And I know that I am very privileged and very, very lucky to play baseball this long. So I'm excited and thrilled and enthused. I think baseball is doing a lot to make this season happen. I know there's all sorts of, things that, as far as all of the negotiations and stuff, that's not what I'm super focused on right now. I'm just focused on playing baseball. And I think that the game is changing, and there's lots of fun, creative things happening in the game. There's lots of crazy young talent, and I think that that's exciting.
Crazy young talent. Let's hear about what you see in some of the young guys that are coming down the pipeline for the Giants.
Yeah, I see tremendous power. We have, Joey Bart looks absolutely phenomenal. Got a really, really strong mentality. His at bats. This guy, he's the number 2 overall pick, and you can see why. You have quite a few young arms that are coming in. Honestly, in summer camp, we saw some kids that were 18 that are incredible. It's Elliot Ramos, really phenomenal. He has that gift of grace with his hands. He has power, he has speed, he has confidence. Luciano looks amazing. 18-year-old shortstop, only played 50 games in professional sports, but man, he's got power. A lot of these young guys are really, really, really talented in the Giants system. And even some of them that are right here with us right now. I think Jalen Davis has the potential to be a superstar. Mauricio Dubon. I'm sure I'm leaving a lot of people out, but the talent is phenomenal here right now.
So I know when, you look at your baseball future, you're just kind of staying in the moment, but by the same token, we've seen you start to develop some other things as well. Like how's coffee and all of that, all of those other interests factoring into to the next handful of years for you?
Coffee. Yeah, the coffee shop has been teaching me many, many great lessons. The coffee shop is about, we're working on community, and it's been tough, obviously, with COVID. We've been shut down since this shutdown. We never reopened in Texas. We didn't feel it was safe. I will say that with the 3 years of doing it, I've made so many relationships and been so happy to have met as many people. And I still need to work on even improving how I handle that. That's helping me learn and grow and in many ways. And I'm really, really inspired by a lot of my partners in the organization. These are some of the most tremendous people, community-driven people. And it's been a blessing as far as life lessons go. I'll say that. And I love coffee and I love board games. So I've been having a good time building a place that people can enjoy things that I love as well.
I love that. How many cups have you had today, by the way?
Not enough. I was supposed to go get another one, but I didn't have time. I've had like one.
Is it, well, you definitely need more then before the game starts, but is it all coffee and business whenever you are done playing? Would you want to coach? Is there a baseball role in there?
Like I said, I'm staying in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't have that answer right now. I'm working on the 60-game season. And if I'm worried about that, I feel like I don't have my energy headed in the right direction.
Really special stuff on Inside Giant Moments presented by T-Mobile. Hunter Pence, thank you so much for taking the time to do it. It was wonderful to have you, man.
Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated.